The thing that struck me most forcibly watching part 2 of Get Back was it forced me to wonder, was Paul McCartney at the time that he appeared in this the best looking rock star of all time? He'd always been easy on the eye, but there is something about his appearance throughout this film that is just extraordinary, because it's the first time that he kind of grown his hair, isn't it, Mark? Yeah. It was the first time. And so I don't remember anybody saying in 1965, that Paul McCartney, he's got black hair, hasn't he? It's only when he grows it, you think, my goodness, that is black hair.
It is.
And I don't know if any of it is to do with the kind of digitization process, this.
No, why would it be? Because I mean, how old was he? 26, 27 was he? I mean,
But it is still remarkably black. Very obviously there's no trace of grey. He's before that stage and so forth. But it's just I find myself just looking at it and looking at the sheen on it, and it forced me to look up different shades of black, Mark. Okay, so. Because black's not just a simple, absence of light thing. There are many, many different degrees of black. I mean, in fact, in the painting world, there are like 20 different ones. I never knew this. But, it forced me to think, is it black or is it jet? Or is it raven? Is it Stygian? Is it sable?
Stygian, that's a good word.
Is it pitch? Is it inky? Is it coal black? Is it ebony? Or is it, my choice, obsidian?
That's good.
Obsidian.
That's really good.
And because the thing that makes you even more aware of the black is the beard. Because that's the first time he's grown a beard, isn't it, Mark?
Which is the fullest, most luxurious thing, isn't it? My goodness. Captain Haddock. But,
It's just extraordinary. And, they ask him, well, he turns up after Christmas with it, doesn't he? So it must be the first time anybody's seen it. And they said, are you thinking of keeping it? And he keeps scratching it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Because of the novelty and the itching or whatever. And he's thinking, well, I think I might keep it, whatever. He obviously couldn't keep it forever. But, Dennis O'Dell, the film producer who's there, it says you look like a miner out of D.H. Lawrence, which is interesting because around about the same time, Ken Russell was filming Women in Love. And the early publicity pictures might well have been out there, which, do you remember that film? I don't know. You probably don't.
I do.
With Alan Bates and Oliver Reed.
Yeah.
Both very dark-haired men, both bearded.
Yes.
It was the kind of heroes of that. And it was a kind of a look at the time, wasn't it? That kind of D.H. Lawrence look. And he's definitely got
which he brilliantly captures. He also wears incredible clothes, McCartney. That kind of herringbone greatcoat thing he wears. And then he turns up with an almost identical one, which has kind of got a check in it. And his shoes and the Oxford bags at one point. I mean, it's just, and then kind of there's a yellow roll neck sweater and the cardigans. He gets away with anything. He's absolutely incredible.
And he wears suits, doesn't he, as well, occasionally. And it's like he's getting confident in the look as it goes on. Because it must be that as he's turning up and he's meeting people, they go, that looks really good.
Yeah.
So he obviously must go home at night thinking, what am I going to wear tomorrow? You know what I mean? What am I going to wear to impress the rest of the Beatles? And but the amazing thing to me is this is achieved, presumably, without the person that no rock star nowadays can ever be seen out in public without, which is a stylist.
A stylist? Do you think there'll be somebody at home saying, on Tuesday, this is the options that I've got for you. That matches that. You can wear this combination.
I borrowed this from Paul Smith. I've got this from,
and we've got a hairstylist here as well, just to make sure, but that they just naturally, George is even more extraordinary when he wears, isn't he? Those incredible kind of frock coats and suits and ruffled cuffs and things. It's amazing.
But McCartney, I put it to you, 1969, January, is Paul McCartney the best looking rock star in the history of rock?